Goodbye controller, hello mouse and keyboard. So we're playing Open XCOM. And then like Jedi asked, it's just some very intrepid fans reprogrammed. Well, they basically made their own version of XCOM that plays identically with a bunch of extra options. I've already toggled some on. Up the resolution for starters. What is this? Geoscape viewport scaling mode based on a fixed resolution. Yeah, fuck that. Now we're fine. Audio controls. Bunch of interesting controls, but anyways, advanced is what I was screwing with. What do we have here? We have save scumming. Enabled. So loading a game will reset the random number seed. So that means like if a guy's about to die and I save the game, there's a chance that when I load the game he might not get hit because it redetermines all the rolls. We're not going to abuse that. I don't want to like load and save every single turn, but I mean if the entire campaign's going to fall apart because of something, we can use this. That disables in-game saving? What? So I want it off? It was defaulted off. I'll trust Rav and leave it off. What was another one? Allow building queue. So now we can build things. Before you had to wait if you built something on the base. So like a path exists to it. But now we can queue up buildings, which it's not a huge thing. Just a minor quality of life. Psionic training available at any time. Normally if you want to train psionic soldiers, you have to do it on the 1st of the month. But now we can do it whenever. It still takes 30 to 60 days, but I mean, if we hire a guy and he gets to our base on the 2nd of the month, we can still train him in psionics. Realistic globe lighting, that just, the lighting looks a little bit nicer when we're on the geoscape map. Bunch of other settings we're not using. When you hire soldiers, you can see what their psionic stats are. That's a little overpowered. You can like, you can tell a ship to land at another base. That'll come in handy like if it's about to run out of fuel. Terror from the Deep manufacturing rules allows you to produce multiple items per hour. I don't think that's going to come up because I'm not going to build a lot of factories. Spend researched items. Researched items are disassembled and removed from your stores like in XCOM 2012. Not entirely sure what that means. I don't want to do it, so I didn't turn it on. Field promotions means that people can't get promoted unless they participate in a mission, because normally people can get promoted just based on how many people are in your XCOM. That one's not a huge deal, so I'm going to leave that on default, which is no. Inventory stats, that's just quality of life. Anyone know if they fixed the 256 glitch in this version? This should fix all the common glitches and bugs. UFO extender accuracy I didn't turn on. That just gives all the guns accuracy drop off, which is going to fuck us over more than the aliens, so no thank you. Yes, we can see extra stats when we're on the inventory screen for a soldier. Their sprites will be a little more reflective of how they look in their loadout screen. That's just a very minor graphical upgrade. Instant grenades, that just changes the turn order a little bit for grenades. Not a huge deal. Smooth bullet camera, that's just going to make the camera look a little bit shitty, a little bit less shitty when we fight. Allow psionic capture, as if a guy is mind controlled when we beat the mission, as he is automatically considered captured, which will come in handy. Alternate movement methods enables strafing, running, and independent tank turret movement, which is going to come in super handy for us. Not overly game breaking, but I like it. So we can have our soldiers run, which will tire them, but they won't use up as much of their turn. Tank can move one way, shoot another way. If I feel like naming a soldier after you, I don't name people after rookies just because they die so much. So I'll rename the squaddies once I get some people promoted up to squaddie. Override line of fire, that just means that we can shoot stuff no matter what. Alien bleeding is another one I liked, is just aliens normally can't be wounded unless they just drop dead, but now you can actually inflict wounds that will kill them over time. You can like wing a dude and he'll bleed out instead of taking 0 damage. But anyways, that's all the... These are just options specific to Open XCOM. We haven't even started the game yet. Start a new game. Iron Man, of course, means you can't save the game. I'm nowhere near good enough at XCOM to press that button. Turn off. Now, basically, if I can remember what the difficulty does, is I know that in not Open XCOM, there was this horrible bug where no matter what you did, the game would always run on beginner. Or would always run on superhuman. It always ran on beginner, because to imply that I could play this game at superhuman would be a lie. So the big thing about beginner, which is the difficulty I normally play on, is that enemies have half armor and half accuracy. So already just going up to experience is a bit of a jump. And then on superhuman, I think their stats are 25% better. And about twice as many aliens spawn, and they're assholes and they attack way more often. But we're not going to do that. We're going to put on experience because I'm an experienced XCOM player. Alright, now we have to select site for our new base. This is another great feature of Open XCOM, is it shows you the radar coverage that the base will give you. So this little circle in the center is a small radar station. That's what we start with. The larger circle is the large radar station, which we can build, and then the largest circle is a secret, which I will not give away. Now here's a fun fact about me when I play XCOM, is in order to keep track of my bases, I give all my bases racist names based on food from the country they're in. We're going to build our base here in Greece, because as you can see from the inner circle, it gives us coverage of most of Europe and Egypt, and it gives us a little bit of coverage in Russia, which we want because Russia gives us a lot of money. Each country gives us funding every month based on how we perform against the aliens. If we totally fuck up, the country will back out completely. We lose that money. Russia, America, and South Africa are not countries you want to piss off because they're your top 3 funders. But conversely, everyone in Europe barely gives you any money, but they're so close together, it's really easy to protect them. Which adds up to, I think, like $700,000 a month by keeping them all safe. So we put I like to put my first base in Europe because it gives you good coverage of a lot of countries. And then we can expand later on. We'll put one like in North America. Probably put one in South Africa just to give us so much money. And then we'll put one in the Pacific Rim. I see people are trying to guess what my name is for this first base, and we're going to call our first base Feta. So Feta base is online, and time's going to slowly advance until we catch a UFO, which is not going to go very well because we have a shitty 1999 small radar system installed. Let's go to our base. So down here at the bottom, we've got our 2 interceptors. I forget what interceptors. I think an interceptor is an F-16. There's an in-game wiki. The Interceptor is a combat aircraft with dual pulse detonation engines. Alright, so they don't specifically say what kind of ship it is. I was mixing it up with Xenonauts. Which is a, it's like a reimagining of XCOM. I really enjoyed Xenonauts. But anyways, we have an Interceptor. The Sky Ranger is the other thing we have, which is this is going to carry our dudes to missions. Unlike XCOM 2012, for those of you that have never played this game, is I can take like, well, it says right there, I can take 14 soldiers with me on a mission. None of this XCOM 2012, you only get 6 dudes shit. We can bring 14 guys on a mission. We can have multiple squads all over the world. They should have let you design the base if this is recoded. They actually do, Jedi. I just didn't turn that on because I didn't want to slow down this intro more than it already is. But there is actually an option in Open XCOM where I can organize this base as I want. But usually, I I don't know. I think designing your base specifically for defense is like a little too much. Because I've had my base attacked in this layout and it's still pretty defensible. So anyways, we're in our base. We're in Feta. We've got $4 million to our name. We got to buy a bunch of stuff before we get underway. What's our base information here? All right, we've got room for 8 more soldiers. Is that right? Personnel available, personnel total. All right, we don't have room for soldiers. Wait, why the fuck does it say soldiers 0 to 8, but my living quarters is only half full? Why would it be 8? That's fucking... Because see, engineers, the total is 10 because that's how many people we can fit in our factory. Scientists, how many people we can fit in our lab. Oh, no, wait. We have 8 soldiers total, and they're all assigned to the Sky Ranger, which is why there's none available. Okay. Living quarters is... coughing on my own saliva. Living quarters is about half full, so we can hire another 22. Get a spread of scientists and soldiers, because we want to get all our shit going right away. We've got a little bit of room in the warehouse. We got to build another one. Laboratory and workshop are empty. They can hold 50 dudes. We've got 3 hangars, which are filled. Defense strength is 0. We'll research some of that as we go. Short range detection, long range detection. Now another bug, which they fixed in OpenXCom. Is that, in the original XCOM, is only the first one of each radar would actually do anything. But OpenXCom fixes that. I think how it works is like every 15 minutes or whatever, each radar you own pulses within that circle and gives you a chance to catch a UFO. So we're going to have a couple bases that are just radar bases. Like it's just going to be an elevator. Maybe a couple dudes will live there to protect it. Hangar. Radars. Stores, what do we got? We've got some missiles, which we don't want. The Stingray shit, we actually want to load up on avalanche missile launchers. The cannon's also a little mediocre. We've got some pistols, we've got some rifles. Got a heavy cannon and an auto cannon. I can't remember which one's better. I think the auto cannon shoots faster, and that's the one we want. Got a rocket launcher, small rocket. We've got some grenades, some smoke grenades. There's a lot of shit we gotta buy. Okay. We'll check our soldiers last, because that's going to be another fucking huge time sink for us. Build facilities, though. We need another warehouse. We need another radar station. Another laboratory. That's too much. Abort this laboratory. It's going to be a while before we can even afford 50 scientists. Look at that. Half our money's gone just from queuing up these 2 buildings. And we need an alien containment. That's also a fucking huge priority. Otherwise, we can't catch aliens. And unlike XCOM 2012, actually, I can't remember if XCOM 2012 did that. There's different classes within each alien species, and each one is a research subject. Whereas I think in XCOM 2012, it would just, you research each species once. But we could capture like 3 guys from the same ship, and they could all be different research projects based on their class. So what do we got? Got a warehouse. We've got an alien containment. Well, let's build another living quarters. That'll round out our base. Give us a nice chunk of feta. Manufacture. We can't do. Research. That's purchase, recruit, brain. Research. Laser weapons is first up, because we gotta get away from our shitty 1999 assault rifles. The select noise is throwing you off because it's the same as... Yeah, this is from back when everyone just used the same stock sound effects. So we've got our 10 super geniuses we've kidnapped and hidden in here. They're gonna figure out how to make laser guns. Alright, now we can start buying shit. That's not the right screen. Purchase. Scientists. Ah, fuck. This is gonna make this first month super lean for money, but we're gonna buy some scientists. We gotta pay to have them assigned to XCOM, and then we have to pay every month for their salary. Alternatively, because they never leave the base, it might just be hush money we send to their family. XCOM's definitely a little dark, as you can tell by this man with large briefcase. Several shadowy figures in the background. And we're gonna hire... Oh, fuck, how many guys did I say I could buy? I can hire another 22. So we're going to hire another 10 soldiers, partially to go through their stats and cherry pick our squad, but also partially because we're going to lose a shitload of guys on our first mission. Because when they send you to fight aliens, they decide you should do it in a jumpsuit with no body armor. Engineers we can't afford. Sky Rangers and Interceptors, no thank you. We're going to not sell our Stingrays just yet. We'll buy one, which will give us 2 avalanche launchers. We can put an avalanche launcher and a cannon on our ships. And then, well, avalanches are super cheap. Avalanches also, I think, not enough storage space. This is going to be a huge fucking problem. Oh boy. We could buy a little remote control drone, but there's not enough room. So let's just focus on our squad here. Fuck, my units are all messed up. Gotta name one of the guys Rodriguez. It's an action movie cliche. Yeah, we'll name a guy Rodriguez. 5, 6, 7, 8. I like to have a lot of clips, because they will consume their ammo. You'll go through a lot of ammunition when you play safely, because you'll level the terrain, just take pot shots that probably won't hit. We have 1 heavy cannon, 1 auto cannon. I think we want the auto cannon, and we want the auto cannon high explosive rounds, because the guy that mans our auto cannon he's going to be in charge of just taking out walls for us. Give him 32 shells, although I think that's actually a crate, not an individual shot. I think the rocket launcher is actually good for taking out terrain too, but I just like the auto cannon because it looks cool. Grenades, we want... Ah, fuck. We want a couple stun rods. The rifle is garbage, just get auto cannons. You're not wrong, but the problem is right now, until I get the warehouse, the auto cannons are too big. Like, we're already in trouble here for our inventory. I wanted to get some smoke grenades for cover. I wanted to get some proximity grenades to help cover our back. I wanted some electro flares. Like, we can't fight at night until we get some electro flares. I can only buy 4. What the hell did I buy too much of? 32 rifle clips probably didn't help. I think, though, that the... So, yeah, we got $600,000 to make it through the rest of this month. We're going to lose a bunch of that on maintenance, but we're also going to get paid next month by the UN. Alright, let's check our squad. Quickly go through their stats. Time units, that's how much shit they can do in a turn. Stamina, I completely forget. We're going to consume that when we run. I think it also gets consumed if you carry way too much shit. Health, that's the blood that's going to fall out of you when the aliens find us. It might as well be 1 hit point at this point. Do the aliens carry cash money to loot off their bodies? You can actually sell their bodies on the black market or something when we bring them back. We can also sell all their guns and stuff. Technically, they have money, yeah. You're absolutely right, Fat Guy. They technically have cash money. Health might as well be 1 hit points because they have, like, wacky alien guns and we're wearing jumpsuits. Bravery is if they're going to lose their shit. This stat is actually not as important as you'd think. Reaction is their... I think that's just a flat percentage. Or... Ah, fuck. It's either a 38% chance to shoot guys that he sees, or... he needs at least 38 time units to shoot. I think it's a percentage. I think he has a 38% chance to counterattack. 44% firing accuracy. That's awful. He's really good at throwing shit, though. Apparently, Vitor used to be a baseball player, football player. Melee accuracy, nobody fucking cares. That only affects... I think that affects just the stun rod. And then strength affects his ability to carry items without losing his stamina, I think. Octay Akaya apparently went to shooting shit school. That's a lot of stamina, actually. 52? No, not really. Okay. Ote knows how to shoot. Eric's not so much. Olo Bumney. Chinwei. These are some wacky-ass names. Gabrielle Schneider. Also, shit. Their stats will all level up based on what they do in the fight. So we have a lot of guys with like 40% accuracy, but once they start shooting shit, they'll come back and be better shots. 55, 66. Now, if you wanted to be a huge piece of shit, you could just keep hiring and firing soldiers till you get guys like Taylor here with 66% accuracy and 70 stamina. Give him an auto cannon, he's going to run for days with it and actually hit things. 58. You die? Holy shit. I think I hired an illiterate barbarian. What are you going to do to those aliens? You die. Is that your name? You die. I expect good things from you die. He'll probably die in his first mission, though. Vitor, okay, so fucking Christ. Now, XCOM lets us see their stats when we're equipping them, which is good, because normally in the original XCOM, you'd have to, like, rename them to reflect their stats. So you could be like, oh man, like, you die. I think one naming convention people would do is, like, they take the first letter of each of these stats. So it'd be like, you die, and they'd put, like, an F, because his firing accuracy is really high. But anyways, those are the stats. We're not going to get too attached to these guys. We're not going to get too attached to anybody, because as you can see, there is a button specifically for when they fucking die. Hold on. We have 10 days. In 10 days, we can start buying more shit. So now we just gotta wait for that fucking... We don't even get our things instantly, because this game doesn't fuck around. We gotta wait for these things to be shipped to us from the UN. Let's look at our funding. So yeah, USA gives us almost $1 million. If we do well, they'll actually up their funding. I almost guarantee you they're going to lower their funding. So the reason you make a base in Italy or Greece, like I did, is like 300,000 from the UK, 600 from France, 350 from Germany, 300 from Italy, 200 from Spain. Like, we make these guys happy for a couple months in a row. That adds up to more than the USA. Am I going to do Terror of the Deep? No. I'm going to do just this one. This is the only one I like from the original series. I'll do this one, and then one day in the future I'll do the XCOM 2012, then Enemy Within, and then XCOM 2. I didn't like Terror from the Deep. I was bad at Interceptor. Apocalypse confused the shit out of me. Enforcer was awful. So I make $6 million a month, which is pretty fucking good. The problem is we're going to get a big juicy bite out of our ass when we got to pay for everything. Because those ships are on loan from the UN. I think we pay like $2 million just on our planes. So we're waiting. As you can see, the sun is slowly setting. XCOM 2 confirmed a Terror of the Deep expansion? Really? So my greatest fear, starting a new XCOM save, is shooting down a ship at night. Because you can't see shit at nighttime and the aliens aren't affected by night. If we shoot something down at night, we're just going to leave the crash site until the sun comes up. Because I think you can leave a crash site for about 24 hours before it goes away and the country gets mad at us. And after 24 hours, I'm not sure if the country cleans it up for us or the aliens just get away. In Xenonauts, one of the things I loved about Xenonauts is when you shoot down a ship, well, hello! Is when you shoot down a ship in Xenonauts, you can actually carpet bomb the crash site, like if you don't want to send a squad to it. And that's great. So we have a very small ship. It's very high, and it's north of us. There's a good chance we're not going to be able to catch this little rascal. So we got to choose who we're going to send. We could send the Sky Ranger with an escort of interceptors, just so we land there right away. But one, it's going to be nighttime. And two, a very small ship is just one little guy. He's pretty much just driving around in a space smart car. And I can almost guarantee you that it's going to get blown the fuck up. And you can see there's a little circle here because our ships are actually capable of like sending out radar pulses themselves. Oh god damn it. We're double fucked here because not only is it nighttime, is we're going to shoot this thing down over the Mediterranean. No, there we go. Now, of course, because they're spaceships, our F-16 can barely keep up with it. So unless he slows down to spy on Germany, we're not going to... Oh, here we go. We're fighting him. Now we're going to go for a aggressive attack because we just got to get him down. First missile's going to kill him. UFO destroyed. Just exploded in the air. There's nothing we can do about that. What you could do is equip just cannons on your ship. But cannons are really awful. There we go. So we shot down our first ship, which they'll actually like. They'll actually be glad we did that because you get points. That's my base. You accumulate points based on what you do. And the aliens get points based on what they do. And then at the end of the month, the difference is our XCOM rating. So you want to shoot down ships. You want to clear crash sites. You want to stop terror missions. The best way is to shoot the ship down, obviously, but if you're a huge piece of shit, which frankly I am, is you wait for the ship to land and begin its mission, and that's when you send in your soldiers, because the ship hasn't crashed, everything will be intact, you can recover the fuel core, you can take way more stuff, but of course that really pisses off the UN, because under the hood, you lose points for not shooting it down. But ideally, you get more points from all the shit you salvage. But anyways, there's some pretty interesting graphs here. See what we can do. This. We can track our UFO area activity. And this is really handy for when your radar coverage is shit. Because I think every month, just like the UN sends you information regardless of your radar coverage. So they'll be like, oh man, like, I think there was one in Antarctica. Like, see? Right here, we don't have radar coverage in fucking Antarctica, but apparently it went up. So there's UFOs there. If this graph is out of control, there's a chance that they built a base. But ideally, we want to fucking keep these bars as low as possible. So let's just see what we got here. Antarctica's got some guys. South America. Europe, that's the one we just shot down. So here's about 10 pixels per square. Went up 1 pixel. Obviously, we shot down 1 UFO. North Africa, that's where he came from. Huh. Not sure if that meant he spent more time in Africa, or there was a second UFO we missed. Southern Africa, that's where he showed up. This is great. I didn't use these graphs very much. So his mission must have originated in Antarctica based on this graph. So he started in Antarctica, flew up through Southern Africa, and he came through Northern Africa into Europe, which is where we shot his ass down. Central Asia, Southeast Asia, holy shit. Big trouble in Little China. Or Big China, as they like to call it. Siberia, Australia. See, you can use these graphs to like plot out where to put your next base. Basically, is one good way to do it. Like, for example, I'm almost a little tempted to put my next base in Pacific Rim based on how this goes. UFO activity in countries, this is just way more precise. If you're trying to save a funding nation, because if they get too mad, they'll back out. I think I mentioned that earlier. XCOM activity in areas. This is kind of pointless. I mean, I can just fucking... This is me. This is me playing the game. Look, here's my activity. 100% of my activity has been in Europe. Although it goes to 180. So I don't think this is a measurement of my total use of XCOM resources. XCOM between countries. Income is fucking pointless. We don't need to worry about that just yet. Now we literally just sit here until we start catching UFOs. It'll get a lot more interesting later on when we can catch more UFOs, because right now we just have to hope they fly over Europe. Because they could be just probing the shit out of guys in Wisconsin right now, and we don't know. Oh, our stuff came. Let's wait for our soldiers to arrive, then we can equip our Sky Ranger. To the gills. Saturday, January 2nd, 1999. Now it's Sunday. Or if an alien base is set up for too long, they'll pull funds by forming a treaty. No, I think what happens is they have to pull off an infiltration mission in that country, and infiltration missions usually originate from bases. But the base itself isn't going to stop your funding. Because usually when I play, they don't actually build their bases in funding countries because like they can't get the infiltrations off. Normally they build their first couple bases like in Antarctica or like in the countries that don't send funds because that's like neutral territory. Because by default, I think all the funding countries are considered XCOM territory, so like they won't let the aliens in. Our missile launcher came. We're going to equip one of our interceptors with that. Interceptor 1. Avalanche. It's going to take 3 hours to rearm this thing because apparently I have one very lazy engineer. Well, I have 10. Look at him. There he is right now. It's like, oh man, I got to put this missile on. It's going to take a while, boss. Now, we only have 10 avalanche missiles right now, which seems like garbage, but a single avalanche missile will fuck up most of the UFOs they send at us this early. Can I rename you? Yes. We're going to call this one the Kaboom Express. And we're going to call this one Willie the Kid. Because he's just cannons. We'll send him after littles. Or as I call the very small ones. And then we're going to rename our Sky Ranger Fat Chocobo because you put a bunch of stuff in him. Actually, you know what? Probably make it capitals. That's how they do things in XCOM. Fat Chocobo 1. This is a serious military operation, everybody. Our soldiers haven't arrived yet. Whoops. And then, yeah, I'll just make it in capitals. It's important to have consistency. Kaboom Express doesn't even fit. This is some bullshit. How did I miss that? Fat Chocobo Actual. Yeah, we'll have to switch it to that when we get Fat Chocobo 2. Ah, fuck, I can't call this thing Fat Kaboom Express. It doesn't fit. Call it Big Boom 1. No. There we go. My mouse is being a little unresponsive. Luckily, I'm playing a slow-paced DOS game. We'll just fucking call this one Gunslinger 1. Gunslingers are our double cannons. Big booms are our missiles. There we go. It's important to get your names all set up. That way you can keep it. Oh no, I can't call it Express like that. I already have the sweet X spelling for XCOM. And I'm not calling it Boom Bust because that's just a little too inappropriate. It's gonna look weird when we're in the newspapers. Boom Bust strikes again. So let's just wait for the rest of our squad to arrive. Not enough cannon rounds to rearm Gunslinger 1. Son of a bitch. Well, he's gonna be in trouble because we can't buy more cannon rounds for another week. I could just go one day until we find a spaceship, but I like to go a little slow while I wait for supplies to come. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Snot, is the light actually looks a little bit more janky in the basic game. It's very pixelated, but this is smoothed over a little bit. Here we go. Catherine Arneson, Chantal Duval, Omosup Ene, Yoshi Minas, Leon Li Ming, Andrea Wagner, Peter Meyer, Michael Moses Sakibo, Marina Pereira, and 10 scientists. There's no time to know your name. In other news, let's put these guys on these laser weapons because we need those things fucking lickety quick. Alright, let's equip this craft. Fat Chocobo 1. Get in, everybody. Whoops. Oh fuck, I'm moving it around when I mean to be actually equipping them. Get in, get in, get in, get in. There. Got a couple of reservists. Oh yeah, the lighting's definitely neat. I just didn't want you to like play this yourself one day and you're like, the lighting doesn't look like it did in the stream. This is some bullshit. Thank God they don't screw with the terror mission. I swear that they can send terror missions at the end of the first month. You gotta be on your game. Andrea Wagner is the deepest we go. Andrea can kind of shoot. Leanne Lee Ming can shoot. Holy shit, so can Yoshi. Almost Soup. He might be in charge of carrying shit with 43% accuracy. Catherine, Chantal, you die. Okay, we've got some duds, but we've got a lot of good guys. Let's check our time units, because we want someone with a lot of time units. Well, that was a fever dream. Holy shit. Chantal Duval is 20 bravery. Holy shit. Almost Soup Aina. Now, bravery won't make or break a mission. Because, I think everybody piggybacks on the highest ranking officer's bravery in a mission. So we just gotta... We just gotta have some officers tag along, and they'll keep these crybabies in line. It's like... Almost Soup Aina, 10 bravery. It's like, I'm pretty sure they just shipped him to us because, like, he fucking took a shit on his commander's desk back in whatever country he's from. That's it, you're going to XCOM. Oh, no. Let's get this shit online. I don't want any fucking... I've got 14 guys on this thing, so we need 13 rifles because we're going to have one heavy gunner. Autocannon. 5. We have a bunch of grenades we can't afford yet. Actually, hang on. Got 2 guys with stun rods. We'll give them pistols. There we go. I would like to equip this ship a little bit better. Give them some smoke grenades, stuff like that. But for now, this is a good loadout. There's no body armor yet. Once we start building some body armor, we can equip some. So we're about as ready as we're going to be for our very first UFO that we managed to shoot down to save our game. I have a very simple naming scheme. I just name it based on whether it's the geoscape or the battlescape. Boop. Now, fun fact about XCOM, in the story, your organization is formed after a Japanese UFO hunting organization fails to find anything after several months. So I wonder if building your base in Japan actually fucks you. Anyways, we've completed laser weapons, which gives us the ability to allocate research for laser pistols. We want to get to laser rifles really fast, because laser weapons don't use ammo, so that frees up a bunch of space in the Sky Ranger for the clips, which we can just spend on the autocannon. Did I buy flares for night missions? My plan is to just not go on night missions. The only time you have to do a night mission is a terror mission, really. Because every other time you can just wait for the sun to come up, because like I said, a crash site will persist for 24 hours. So tying into what I was talking about a moment ago, is I'm going to put off electro flares until I get laser weapons. Is the Japanese XCOM made of angsty teenagers and magical girls? I forget what the name was of the original XCOM. Rab might know. It was like in the instruction manual. Oh, another crazy fun fact about XCOM is they ported it to the PS1, and I found it like years ago in a pawn shop. It's in like one of those big old like launch boxes that they made PS1 games in. It looks like a fucking book. And they had these janky CGI cutscenes. I was actually almost tempted to do the Let's Play on the PS1 version, but I think the load times are awful because it's a disc game. Yeah, just a fun fact. They had an XCOM on PS1. The exact same game, like I said. The music was a little bit higher quality. I was actually tempted to try and like hook the old the PS1 music up to this version, but I decided against it just in case someone comes along and they're like, this isn't the fucking DOS music, man. Anyways, we can build laser pistols now. This is a huge fucking deal. we're already better than Japan XCOM. It's like, oh man, your alien fighting base has been operational for about a week now. What have you accomplished? It's like, well, we've invented laser guns in 1999. And this game isn't a disc-based, or was it floppy-based? It was originally floppy-based, and then I think they made a Windows version on a CD, and pretty much all the CD did was hold higher quality music. But OpenXCom's a digital download, so the load time's really good. But anyway, we've got a laser pistol. It does 46 damage. GTA could have possibly killed most of the load times with an emulator. Honestly, I'm afraid to emulate most PS1 games because that emulator is kind of janky. I know Ark is doing a Final Fantasy VII playthrough, and it took him forever to set his emulator up. I prefer to just actually live stream things from my consoles. That way there's no issues. But anyways, our laser pistol does 46 damage as laser, because there are different damage types. And then down here you can see the accuracy of the shot based on the time units it consumes. So it'll take half your turn to aim, and there's a 68% chance that'll hit. Actually, I think that actually means you use 68% of your accuracy stat, which is awful. So think about that. Like a guy with 66% accuracy gets to use 68% of that. So you miss a lot. I prefer snapshots and auto shots and just like wear them down. Also, this is a pistol and it is auto shot. It's basically the laser version of RoboCop's gun. The laser pistol is an effective implementation of new technology. It has the convenience of a pistol with faster and more accurate firing. So the instant we can make these, pistols don't matter anymore. Technically, rifles don't matter anymore, but by the time we can build 14 laser pistols, we've unlocked laser rifles. So 46 damage. Let's just compare it to the autocannon round. Whoops. 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 I'm just fucking up left and right here. Let's invent some laser rifles, ladies. Can I afford laser pistols? Yes. One, it'll take 2 workspace, because the warehouse space is considered like the machinery to make the item as well as the engineers working there. So if you have too many simultaneous projects, you won't be able to fit any engineers in because you've got all this fucking machinery. Cost $8,000 each. Now, something we might have to do is you can actually create your own like sort of like closed circuit economy in XCOM where like you're making guns and selling them at a profit. So like if things are going really badly, like you're losing funding, you're not shooting down UFOs, you're placing soldiers really quick, you can just like have your factory just like make laser guns constantly and sell them on the black market like fucking Nicolas Cage. Who I can only assume works for XCOM. But anyways, I need 2 laser pistols and I need every engineer on it. The workshop's going to get a lot more lively once we start building body armor. It's going to take 2 days and 12 hours to make these 2 guns. Just these 10 fucking guys that like, I don't know. Should we put a scope on it? Just construction workers. 9 guys supervising the one making the gun. But I was going to look at guns. So yeah, laser pistol did 46. A normal pistol with armor-piercing rounds. There's 26. Fat Cow, did my roommate fix their BattleNet? Yeah, it was some sort of weird thing. You had to reinstall it. So we can play Diablo this Wednesday for sure. Yeah, the one good thing, though, about the pistol is they're super accurate. Like, look at this. 60% accuracy for 1/5 of your turn. So you can shoot 5 times. Pretty good chance it'll hit. But yeah, half as much damage. This is good for, like, if you're training your stats. Because, like I said, your stats go up based on what you do. So you can have, like, guys, like, in, like, hiding spots just, like, making reaction counterattacks. But not killing the enemy. Rifle does... Look at this. You tell yourself, oh, why not just use pistols? They do barely any less damage. The thing is the rifle can burst fire. So, statistically, you're offloading more damage, assuming it hits. Also, a rifle will hit. Well, sorry, no, it won't hit. It'll use 110% of your accuracy stat. So people with like 70 or 80 firing accuracy have a really good chance to hit with a rifle. The heavy cannon, armor piercing, barely beats the laser pistol. High explosive, see, high explosive is the lowest damage, but it's gonna fucking explode. These other ones, they'll just hit the target. Incendiary will start a fire, which spits out smoke, which gives our guys smoke inhalation, they pass out. It's a whole layer of combat I don't want to worry about, so we don't use incendiary rounds. There we go. High explosive autocannon. The autocannon combines the versatility and power of the heavy cannon with a faster fire rate. So this is like a minigun. And I think this thing is just like a fucking grenade launcher, basically. It's a devastating but cumbersome weapon. Its versatility comes from the fact that it can take 3 types of ammunition. Oh boy. Rocket launcher. Laser guided system which can fire 3 different kinds of missiles. See, now if you absolutely have to blow someone the fuck up, you can use a rocket launcher. 115% accuracy. Some guy's giving you some guff, just put one of these right in his chest. Although human weapons can't go through UFOs. Like a high explosive. This one's also high explosive. I think this one might be armor piercing or something. High explosive human rounds will not go through a UFO. There's only like 2 weapons in the game that go through a UFO. Laser pistol, we're going to be using these in a bit. Grenades, I fucking love grenades, but we're really tight on space. Smoke grenades actually do provide cover. They obscure alien vision, so you can advance on them more safely, but like I said, we're low on space till we can get these laser weapons online. Proximity grenade, it's literally a trip mine. They're great. These are great if like a guy has to go somewhere by himself, like if he has to clear out a UFO. The problem with a proximity grenade is you can set them off yourself, so make sure, like, if a guy locks himself in with those, like, that's the end of the mission. High explosives, this is a C4. It's literally what it is. You can just beep boop boop, throw it through a door, clear out part of a UFO. It's got a little skull on it. That was nice of them. Just in case I forget what it does. Cattle prod. We use these to capture aliens. 65 stun damage. Which isn't as much as it sounds. You usually have to stab a guy twice with these things. Electro flares help us see at night. For some reason they look like little game show buzzers to me. I don't know why. Do we want to look at our fucking UFO bases? I don't know. I feel kind of bad for you guys. I've been playing for literally 48 minutes and we haven't done anything but shoot down 1 UFO and play a counting simulator. The access lift. This will come up a lot later if we ever get attacked. The elevator is one of the places that aliens can enter our base from when they attack us. This is where our people live. Laboratory. These are self-explanatory. I'm gonna fucking just workshop. No. There we go. This is important. Effective radar range of 300 nautical miles. It is a 5% chance of detecting an average-sized object every 10 minutes. So you have a penalty to catch a very small UFO. And then this is a little bit further, and it also pings every 10 minutes. Oh no, we can build defenses right away. This is just like a giant SAM battery that if they ever find our base, this will try to shoot it down. Problem is, it's not very fucking good at it. This is where the aliens go when we kidnap them. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's look at these. See, the Stingray does 70, the Avalanche does 100, but more importantly, the Avalanche goes further, it goes twice as far. So there's going to be this gap where we can't go head-to-head with the UFO, so we got to shoot it down before it gets to us. And this is what the Avalanche is for, because a lot of UFOs can't attack us from 60 kilometers away. The Stingray, holy shit. It takes 36 seconds to rearm another Avalanche. It takes 24 seconds to rearm another Stingray, which is still a fucking eternity when a magical spaceship is shooting lasers at you, so you pretty much get 1 missile per fight. That's why the big boom is in a very risky situation. He basically gets 2 shots. He can do 200 damage to a UFO, then he has to disengage. Stingray, I think, can shoot like 6 or 7 times, but still, it's usually like a first strike. You're going to be spending a lot of time with this guy. The cannon, 10 damage every 2 seconds. Again, shit, we eventually want to unlock the laser cannon, which will be very soon. Tanks are incredible, but we're not going to use those yet. But anyways, let's advance some time and actually play some fucking XCOM. Production of laser pistol is complete at Feta. That slowed down time for us. Let's re-equip our ship here. That chocobo. We can just sell these pistols now for a bit of a return on investment. Okay, 2 laser pistols. Sell sack. That warehouse is going to be online tomorrow, which means we can buy some electro flares. Construction of general stores is complete. Money's getting tight, though. The other reason I want to fight a UFO is because that'll give us some walking around money, because you can sell the salvage instantly. Like, they pay in advance, and then they come get it for you. The problem with electro flares is I really wish that you could have, like recurring purchases, because they'll re-equip themselves when they come back to base. So like if a guy uses a rifle clip and the ship comes back, they'll put another rifle clip on the Sky Ranger until you run out, then they warn you and you gotta buy a bunch more. The problem is I would like to add a little extra step where, like, when I'm out of electro flares, please buy another 50 electro flares. Also, these are high-grade military flares because they're $60 each. Or this is some sort of weird, like, bureaucracy shit, like they're $1 flares, but they're like, oh man, if we don't spend money this month, they won't give us as much next month. Stun rod, we're keeping these. Fucking high explosives. High explosives are really powerful, but just for space constraints, I think we can get by with the high explosive autocannon rounds. Let's get ourselves back up to 30. We can sell the heavy cannon, because I'm determined not to use it. It's also a lot of space we can free up. Oh fuck, did I buy way too many? Did I buy way too much ammo for the heavy cannon? No, wait, you tricked me. You tricked me, game. It's indented because it's an ammo type, but because there's supposed to be an autocannon set, we almost got tricked here. We almost got fucked. I will sell the armor-piercing rounds, though. Sack. Oh, fuck. That was what I was going to buy. One problem with the cannon is you tear through cannon ammo. I'm pretty sure that's why they give it to you for pennies. Holy shit, no, they don't. $1,240 per shot? No, never mind. Per 50. So, yeah, that's great value. That's like a Happy Meal per bullet. We'll wait for this stuff to show up to see how our warehouse capacity is doing. There's the high explosive rounds and the electro flares. Just wait for the cannon rounds to come up. Just fucking Sylvester Stallone comes off just covered in bandoliers of bullets, drops them on the ground, gets back in the helicopter and leaves. Here we go. Got a small UFO heading west at 2400. Just for comparison's sake. An interceptor can only move 2100, so if a UFO wants to get away from us, he fucking will at this point. Okay, we gotta hurry, because the sun's coming down. Ah, fuck. We'll risk the gunslinger. Because there's a chance an avalanche can actually blow up that UFO, too. This is another open XCOM thing. It shows us the interception path. Ah, fuck. He's gonna get shot down over the English Channel. If a UFO crashes in the ocean, we can't recover it at all. They sink to the bottom and it actually becomes the plot for Terror from the Deep, and you become a branch of XCOM that only works in the ocean. Yeah, he's gone. Oh shit. What a fucking pal. Now, here's an interesting mechanic. Is we can disengage and tail him until he's over the ground. Alright, now we're gonna fucking go for the aggressive attack. 2 cannons, hope we pull this off. UFO crash lands, minimal damage, hopefully. Okay, the sun is not going to set on us just yet. So we'll have very good visibility on this mission. Fat Chocobo online, go. We're approaching the 1 hour mark, and now we can finally play XCOM. The Sky Ranger's super slow, but it can fly for... I think it can literally fly around the world before it needs fuel. If you're really ballsy, one thing you can do is you can actually have a Sky Ranger follow UFO on its own. And basically what that does is the Sky Ranger will arrive right as it lands to perform its mission, and then you ambush them. But because we shot this guy down with cannons, the reactor might be intact. So we might be able to get some alien fuel. And not enough cannon rounds to rearm the gunslinger. That's because they haven't fucking got shipped to us from the UN. Now, because it's on 5 seconds, this is going to give me enough time to go to the bathroom. So enjoy the amazing graphics of my Sky Ranger flying. Do I drink the alien fuel for your psi powers? Conveniently, you don't use alien fuel for your psionics. It's just for alien-based manufacturing. So, Fat Chocobo 1 is about to land near Crash Site 1. Begin mission? Yes. Exercise caution. There may be operatives in the UFO or around the crash site. Mission will be successful when all enemy units have been eliminated or neutralized. Recovery of UFO remains, artifacts, and alien corpses can then be initiated. To abort the mission, return XCOM operatives to the transport vehicle and click on the abort mission. Now, the ship can leave on its own no matter what, but we lose points for every guy we leave behind. So ideally, you always want to complete a mission properly. Alright, let's get everybody equipped here. This is another open XCOM function, I'm pretty sure. We can check their stats before we load them out. So, the strongest person's going to carry the autocannon. I saw 40. Olo Bunmi Chinwei. You didn't look like an Olo Bunmi, I'm gonna be honest with you. Holy shit, she's already carrying it? Incredible. And then our guys with the most energy, we're gonna use them as scouts and they'll get the pistols. Taylor Rapp and Catherine Arneson. Where's Taylor? There. And then yet another feature of Open XCOM is it's going to remember these loadouts if these guys survive. So it'll always try to give these guys these loadouts. Normally, in the old XCOM, it would just like, everybody would haphazardly grab shit. But now they won't. They'll remember. Now, who the fuck took the stun rods? I have no idea why you guys are wearing just the stun rods. You're fucking brave. Based on their stats, they're going to tell me why. Not their literal bravery. See, their morale is 100, and I think their bravery will determine how easily they lose morale based on what they see, like people dying or just like shitting their pants when they see an alien. Can we give Udai a giant battle axe? The only melee weapon in the game is the stun rod, which is ineffective after like the first month. So it's probably best if we give Udai like a laser machine gun. Now, why do you 53, 58 energy, 52 reactions? I don't think reactions works for the stun rod. Firing action 63. Why would I fucking put like one of my best shooters on the cattle prod? Absolutely not. Take that off, Liam. Andrea Wagner, why did you take that? That's not for you. It is absolutely not for you. Welcome to the Bang Bang Club. Hope I didn't miss anything. I've literally just been rambling while I set my guys up, luckily, so you didn't miss much. And then, the XCOM thing I mentioned earlier is, I think there's, like, white guy sprite and white girl sprite, and the guy's, like, stereotypical Guile hair. But with Open XCOM, they'll actually look like their little loadout sprites, so, like, their hair will be different. Like this girl will look different from this girl. There's the Guile hair. That guy's actually going to have, like, little dreadlocks. So's that guy. But I was equipping... Oh, fuck. Did I not... God damn it, I gotta be careful. Nobody has spare rounds. And then our pistol friends will be in charge of the cattle prods. Put those in your backpack. Where's Taylor? There he is. Alright. Weight is 13 out of 20. See, she's almost at max capacity. Oh, fuck, what is this? That's high explosive, that's what we want. Yeah, her strength will go up because she's carrying so much. So what happens if they don't have weapons? They try to punch the aliens? I actually don't think you're allowed to do anything. Like, they didn't account for that. If you drop your weapon, you're fucked. But you can pick weapons up off the ground. I don't think you can use alien guns, though. Like, they're not ergonomically correct. No, that sounds like a lie. I think that's XCOM 2012. I think you can pick up alien weapons. Okay. So let's save it. New save game. Battle 1. We're not going to be going out of our way to change our saves, but... Okay, this is another feature of Open XCOM. It'll tell me how many time units I'll have when I get there, and as long as the arrow is green, I'll be able to shoot. See, this is yellow. He won't be able to shoot any firing mode on his weapon. That's the most effective way to get there? Okay. Holy shit, Jesus, dude. Where'd you learn how to park this thing? We're right next to the fucking UFO. Alright, take a knee. That'll increase our accuracy and decrease enemy accuracy. Ah, damn, this is an awful spot to land. Just because, like, if an alien pops out, he's going to have incredible accuracy at this range. You gotta be super careful because kneeling actually takes away the AP or TU we need to shoot. So it's possible to move to a tile that's green, kneel, then you can't shoot. Okay. Eric's Melixus. Pop a squat. We're going to have you hide here because you can't actually hit the terrain by accident, so that landing ramp will protect her a little bit. Gabrielle Schneider. Just because this landing zone is so fucking dangerous, we're basically going to, like, keep our last 7 guys in reserve in case this goes to shit. Oh, fuck. Normally you don't want to stand right next to each other because if a guy misses, it could just hit someone else, but this is not the most ideal landing spot. I'm very upset at Terry, the man that landed the Sky Ranger. Christo Solomos. This guy can afford to shoot? I don't believe that. Oh fuck, I forgot all about this. You can run. See, It'll take 19 TU to walk there, but he'll have so much more if he just runs. The problem is he'll be tired. See, he lost a lot of his energy there, which I think will make other actions more exerting. But you can use that to like get out of danger and shit, I think. That's new to XCOM. I have no idea how to use it effectively. Oh, you die. Let's get the fuck out there. You die's a lady? I mean, that's fair. You're allowed to be a killing machine and a lady. I'm not gonna fucking judge. Alright. The last 7 guys just stay in there on reserve. End turn. Alright, so we can deduce what the aliens are doing based on the sounds we hear in their turn. That was the sound of a door opening. So they're outside the ship. Oh man, oh baby. Based on the graphics of this, I don't see any smoke, which means the reactor should be intact if we can fucking get in. It's fucking real slow, daddy-o. You gotta move in pairs. That way if one person dies, the other person has a chance to avenge them. And then we'll set up shop here. Yeah. This'll be you. And then you're gonna set up position here. That way the wheel will protect you a little bit. So they invaded a farm. Farm is like the most common map. I think it's farm, city, desert, tundra, alien base, XCOM base. I think those are the only map types. Okay, let's get some more people out here. Taylor, that's our scout. Ideally, what we want to do is we want to capture an alien. Actually, no, never mind. Fucking scratch that. We don't have a containment facility. Normally, what you want to do is you want to sweep the whole map. There's almost always, like, the ship's captain stays in the ship. You have someone open the door, scout it out, then the scout runs in and fucking gets them right in the throat with the cattle prod, which I'm sure is the most safe and non-lethal way to use it, is right in the jugular with the electric current. I'm not a doctor, though, so... Oh, there's our other scout. Okay, this is our formation for now. Also, to be fair, they didn't invade the farm. The gunslinger shot it down. Okay, we've got casualties already. XCOM. That means she can take the shot though. It's you die. Of course it's you die. Auto shot 19. Yeah, we can just open up on him. Fucking kill confirmed. You die now. Alright, dude. He's dead, by the way. There's no saving these people at first. Victor, get in a position. Alright, so we fucking flushed him out. Well, we're on to them. Man, we have nobody covering this side of the UFO. I don't even remember who that was. Who was that? Just a corpse. Their name doesn't matter anymore. This is a really bad place to scout ahead, because if Udai misses the shot, it's gonna fucking wing him. Okay, Udai's got enough to shoot still. Now this is a really bad idea, because if we send the if we send the scouts up and they spot someone with no TU, our riflemen can back them up. So let's just get in there. Oh, your stamina's back. Good work, Catherine. That's a good way to get your stats up. Can I get some confirmation on where they are? Alright, the map's still going. When you get like a flat edge like this, this is the edge of the map, so you know you've explored it. Normally landing in a corner is great, but right next to the UFO, I'm fucking super apprehensive about moving around. We lost a guy, so let's get someone new out there. Chantal. Okay. Based on a small ship, I think their crew complement should only be like 3 or 4. But based on the ship's state, I don't think they actually lost anybody in the crash. Because based on how the air combat goes, it'll actually affect this map. Like, the ship can blow up, like, most of the crew can die on a ship like this, because the reactors, it's a single room, the reactor's in the center here, it'll explode outwards. Kill or wound almost all of them. So sometimes on a map like this, you'll just find, like, one guy stumbling around, suffocating, and you just fucking give him the old zappy zap, take him back to the base to research him, probe him, see how he likes it. This is where we start to lose people, though. We're going to put ourselves in very risky situations. I could be wrong, but do they spread out from the craft more if you take longer to start the mission? Yes, they do. Absolutely, if they land successfully. If you crash the ship, their migration might be a little different. But yeah, the enemy placement is dependent. Like if you land the second it crashes, like if you've got a Sky Ranger tailing it, then you can usually catch them. And you can catch them with their pants down. Not literally, because I don't think any of them wear pants. Not a single species. Fucking space barbarians, but... Alright, we're going to start throwing people away here, because I really want to get a peek inside this UFO, see what we're dealing with. Problem is, we can't use Olunbi, Olabunmi, because if she misses, it's going to hit the reactor. We're going to lose a lot of our fucking salvage. God damn, this is only one wide, too. Like, we cannot cover this door properly. This guy's gonna die. I didn't plan this out. Basically what we gotta do is we gotta have a guy like watch the door like this. Then we gotta have someone watch his back from here. God damn it, there's no cover this way. Okay, that's the edge of the map. So this side of the map's pretty much secure. Fence might protect us from a single shot. He's only got 30. He's going to get a single shot if an alien comes out of there after him. Okay, the UFO's looking really good. No external damage. That'll be... That we'll get a lot of alloy that we can use to build with and research. Okay, and then another mechanic about XCOM is they might have fixed this in Open XCOM is after turn 20, the game decides you're taking too long, and then the aliens are made aware of where you are, so they'll come look for you instead of keep hiding. Okay. Viter's gonna scout this shit out for us. Alright, Viter's done scouting. He can't even shoot now. Even just like sweeping that one room put him at a huge disadvantage. Okay. Pretty confident it's just a two-man crew, or the rest of the crew's inside the ship. But we're in a really bad spot to sweep that ship. Normally you'd want a little bit more room. Set up like a nice little ring. Actually, you know what? No, we're playing fucking XCOM. I got a plan. I got high explosive rounds. We'll just level these farmhouses. We're not actually... This isn't Ghostbusters. We don't gotta pay for property damage. Nope. Fucking enemy found. There goes Catherine. XCOM! Now he's in a real shitty spot is the problem. So he's over here, most likely through that window, which means... How much is this gonna... What can I do? I can... 52 to 39. So it'll take us 13 AP to make a break for it. Put it on auto shot. There's a kill. Good work, Taylor. Get the fuck out of there. So is the world not aware of aliens in this? You know, I always thought that. I thought that like you're supposed to be hiding it. But then after watching how they presented it in the 2012 XCOM, I think maybe just like they know about the aliens, but like XCOM is the only one that can fight them. But when I played this game when I was younger, I always thought this game was about like hiding it. Which is why you get in trouble if the aliens succeed in their missions. Okay, so we were gonna fucking secure this zone a little bit more. But we're gonna do it a little bit more fast and loose. There's an opening cutscene where there's an alien. Oh, see, I always thought that was just for show rad because it shows shit like a guy fucking jumping 20 feet in the air like Advent Children and shooting his rifle and killing a muton with it. I thought that was just razzle dazzle. The UFO is recovered. There's actually nobody inside the ship. Alien corpses recovered 5. Holy shit, that was a 7-man crew. 10 artifacts. Taylor got promoted to sergeant. Bang bang. Alright, back to base. Start dissecting aliens. Not enough cannon rounds, thank you, no shit. There's some alien components we can research and some alien parts we can sell. New project, okay. Alien alloys. Alien grenade, I think, is not worth it. They had heavy plasmas? Jesus. That's weird. Oh, never mind. I thought there was a plasma rifle. Great cloud. Basically, one of these things queued up. They had a mind probe on that ship? What the fuck was their mission? Heavy plasmas on a sectoid worries the shit out of me. We're not going to worry about heavy plasmas. Heavy plasma is like the best gun in the game, but it's going to take so long to research, and I don't want to waste time on it right now. Medical kits we don't need to worry about until... We don't need to worry about medical kits until we get body armor, because like people don't survive their wounds without armor, as you saw by that one guy getting like nicked in the thigh by a plasma pistol. Fucking, I like to imagine he turned to goo like in Fallout. Cell sack. You only need one of something to research it, so we'll keep that. I don't actually like plasma pistols, so that's just some walking around money. We keep one to research. We just made $350,000. 2 humans gave their lives for that money, but the important thing is Udai. Actually, Udai didn't get promoted, which is weird. Soldiers. Udai is the only one that became a squatty. And then Taylor Rapp's a sergeant. If anyone wants to be named after Taylor Rapp, the guy I send in first with a pistol who'll probably die. Hopefully we can shoot down a couple more UFOs by the end of the month. Get a good rating boost, earn some more money. Who am I taking? Let's put it on 30 minutes. Where are those cannon rounds I bought? Thank you. Speak of the devil. Construction of living quarters at FETA is complete. We can't afford more scientists until February. That's going to be where most of our February money goes. Just got to get our science division up and running. Construction of alien containment at FETA is complete, so that means we can start cattle prodding these sons of bitches. Small, very low, heading west. Okay. Man, I can't believe cannons killed 5 out of 7 crew members. Get the gunslinger online. Are you rearmed, by the way? Better be rearmed. Oh,